Hi all. I recently got an order from Andy's Orchids and I figured I'd unbox it and show you guys the packaging and the plants. And I'm pretty excited because I haven't ordered from Andy's Orchids in the past. You can see lots of styrofoam peanuts. So the first plant, this is a Stelis species mini. I think all but one of the plants I got are mounted. This is going to be my first time trying to keep Stelis. Actually, second time. But I'm pretty excited. I think this guy is a little bit more warmth tolerant. Temperature intermediate, shaded to bright light, and for the water culturing, it has an M, which means moist if mounted, 3 to 5 waterings per week. So very cute little plant. Wow. Okay, so the second plant is another Stelis. This is a Stelis argentata. It came in a 3-inch pot. This is the only plant I got that was potted, and very well packaged. It has this kind of insulation, what you might use for a filter, bubble wrap, and yeah, the plant looks in really good shape. I see a couple of new growths. I'll show you guys later, but they do a really good job packaging, especially potted. All right, this is the final plant. I only got 3. This is the Bulbophyllum alagense, large form. So it's another kind of miniature Bulbophyllum with a very interesting and unique growing habit. It's kind of a creeping orchid with very small, elegant leaves, and you can see it came stick mounted. I really like Bulbophyllum just because they're a lot more tolerant to warmer conditions, which is what I have. I have more of a intermediate to warm. So I struggle keeping cool growing orchids. So I have high hopes for this guy. It's a really interesting orchid, and I will show you guys more of each of them. Okay, and then I'll show the plants a little bit closer up. You can see there's my cat who's come to watch them, look at the plants, enjoy them. So the first Stelis species, again, this is the Stelis species mini. You can see M is for mounted, so moist, keep it moist, intermediate temperature, and shaded to bright light. Again, I'm a little bit worried about keeping Stelis just because I think my grow environment is definitely intermediate to warm. So we'll see how they do. I'll do my best to kind of keep temperatures down and especially give them a nighttime drop. Okay, and then the second plant, the one I'm most excited for, the Bulpophyllum alagense large form. It is a creeping orchid with very small pseudobulbs and leaves. I think similar care, daily watering, DWM, moist. So he likes to be kept moist, intermediate to warm, which I do think is kind of more of my growing environment, and shaded to bright light. So very cute little orchid, pretty excited to try him out. All right, and then the last plant, the only one that I got potted, is a Stelis argentata. You can't see it on the tag, but this is potted. It's to be kept moist, and it is also kind of an intermediate grower. So this is going to be a good test of if I can keep intermediate plants in my conditions. I'm a little skeptical if I can, but we'll see. All of the plants came in really good condition. You can see on this guy, he's got some new growths pushing out. Very well packaged, so very pleased with the order. Andy's Orchids is a great distributor and really well packaged. I got these during a deal, so very reasonable for pretty much all of these plants. Just to quickly show you, even the Bulbophyllum has new growths pushing out, as does the Stelis. So you're getting very healthy plants, and they are, I believe, pretty all close to blooming size. So again, really great order. I would recommend checking out their plants if you haven't. Hi all. So it's been a couple of weeks since I got them, and I figured I would show their status and how they've grown in. You can see the Stelis species Brazil Mini Brazil. He's doing pretty well. I think he actually got burned, so I ended up reducing the light level, also his distance from it. The Bulbophyllum is growing in really well. He's got a bunch of new growths. I think this light level and temperature works out well for him. And then the Stelis argentata, he's doing really well. I ended up putting him inside a clay pot, so he's double potted, and he sits in a very small amount of water. And this really does help keep him a lot cooler. For anybody that is having a hard time keeping cool growers cool to the best you can, this is a really good method because of the constant evaporation. This inner pot sits probably 5 to 10 degrees cooler Fahrenheit. So I would definitely recommend at least trying this if you haven't. And then just to show you guys how I have been watering, again, everybody is different, so I don't think it matters too much, but I spray them down. I'll spray these other guys. I spray them down with distilled water. You could use reverse osmosis or RO water. I'm sure many of you guys could use tap water, but I have an extremely high TDS tap, so I just use distilled water. And after spraying them down, I apply however much fertilizer or kelp you may want to use. Again, I use a very small amount on all of my plants every single day. So they get trace amounts of macro and micronutrients on a daily basis, but at a very low concentrate, I think is kind of the point. But yeah, they're all growing in well. So that is all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it or learned something. And if anybody has questions or suggestions, please do let me know, I guess in the comments. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to post another video about the orchidarium soon, so hopefully that'll come out and you guys can see how I grow my plants. Thanks.